For this video, I think I want to do story time about how I used to live over at my papa's house and the stuff that used to happen over there. Ghost, spirit, paranormal, whatever you want to call it. Also, I got this really bad bite in my sleep the other day. I think it was it wasn't last night, it was the night before. And it's been swollen red and itchy. I can see where the bite was. It's right in the center. I don't know, I put Neosporin on it and anti-itch cream, so I hope that goes away. Because it's actually like a big bump. Like it's like swollen. It could have been a flea, I don't know. I feel like I would have woke up from it. And I also got a bite right here. But it's not really itchy. It hurts more than it itches. Anyway. So, if you don't believe what I'm going to say, if you think I'm gonna be bullcrapping you, then you can click off. I mean, I'm not good at making up stuff, really. I'm a terrible liar. Terrible. I don't really lie anyway. I don't like lying, but so if you're interested in listening to the stories, even if you don't believe it and you just want to get creeped out by it, then keep watching. So I'm going to start off saying that there was only one time that things actually got physical for me, and that was when I was standing above the stairs. I don't remember why we were standing above the stairs, but I went over there, and my sister Alyssa was behind me, my sister Tiffany was behind me, and so was my grandmother. And I was in front of them, so it was kind of like me here, my sister Alyssa, Tiffany, and my grandmother Maul. And so I got pushed down the stairs, and I thought it was my sister Alyssa, because she was really the one that was more behind me than anything, and I was little. So I remember just tumbling down the stairs, and I looked up at him, and I was crying, obviously. And I looked at Alyssa, and I was like, "Why'd you push me?" And they were like, "She didn't push you." And I was like, "Then who pushed me?" And they're like, "I don't know." So, I mean, that could have been at one of them pushing me and just not wanting to say or something, but I don't know, I thought it was weird. I look back at it and think, I think I know who pushed me then. There's so many stories of like what I've seen, and so I don't even know where to begin. My sister heard, and me and her were in bed, and she heard growling, and it scared her, so she got up and ran to Mama and was crying. And I didn't hear it, but I've mostly just seen stuff. I don't know. I mean, I've seen stuff like outside of the house, in the upstairs part, and then the downstairs part. Oh, the downstairs part was horrible. I remember the thing that was in there. I think it was just a demon. I'm not really sure, but it would always form itself into a man, and it would stand up against the wall with, putting most of its pressure on one leg and crossing its foot onto to the other part, So let's just say this is his leg and he's crossing it like this, And then he had this jacket that would go past his knees. I don't know what you call it. And he had a hat on, and he had a pipe in his mouth. And he always would have his head down, so you can't really tell what his face looked like. Plus, it was just a shadow. It was just a shadow. It was black shadow. And that's the closest to me seeing what it was. But it would always form itself in different ways to scare me. And I didn't realize it. But I obviously know now. I remember one time we had to get up for church. And my sister went to go get in the shower. And everybody else was already upstairs taking a shower. So I was the only one downstairs. And I was really scared to be by myself because I know every time I'm by myself, I would see something and it would scare me. So we had a TV, and our room was in the kitchen kind of. So you'd walk from the living room to the kitchen, and then there was a door, and then you'd walk in there and it was our bedroom. So we had the TV up on the dresser, and the door was open wide enough to where I could see the reflection of the kitchen and the TV. And I was laying there, and I was scared, so I was just staring at the TV, hoping that nothing would pop up in my face. And I was waiting for Tiffany to come back because I was scared. And all of a sudden I see a man hopping across the kitchen, and he had really pale skin. This is whatever it was formed itself into to scare me. I don't even know if a person can actually hop like that, but it was weird. And so it scared me, so I waited a minute or two to get up because I was afraid it would come back. And so I got up and I started to run in the kitchen, and then I saw a little girl. So we have like this table that had like cows painted on it and stuff, and then we had a dryer next to it, and so she was in between the table and the dryer, and I saw her and she looked scared. She looked scared of me, and I was actually scared of her too, because I saw a girl between the table and the dryer, so of course I'm going to be scared. I didn't know what it was. And it looks like she had a bullet hole in the middle of her head. Just like right there. So I ran upstairs because I was scared. That also brings me to this story where I was outside one time playing with my cousins. And all of a sudden, and it's weird because this girl looked different, the spirit, whatever you want to call it, it looked different from the girl that I saw that time between the table and the dryer, but she still had a bullet hole in her head. And, she was wearing like an old-timey dress, and there was blood all over it, and there was blood dripping down from the spot that she had in her head. So I was outside, and we were by the porch that we have to go inside, and I turn around to go to the porch, and all of a sudden I see this girl, and she was like laughing, and it was creepy to me. But she was laughing and she started chasing after me, so I started screaming and running, and my cousins were asking me, well, what are you screaming? What are you running from? I probably looked crazy. Also, what are the other things I just had in my head? I don't know how long I'm gonna make this video either. I mean, I have so many stories that this will go into another video. Oh, when I was still in a crib, when I was still that young, I was in the dark, like just pitch black, no night light, no nothing, in the room that I was staying in when I was little. And I was trying to rock myself to sleep. I used to suck on my thumb, and I used to rock myself to sleep when I was little. I still do that sometimes. So I was scared, and I was facing, so my crib was against a wall, and I was facing towards the room, not the wall. And I had a closet that was at the head of the bed, and I was looking at it because I always had these dreams when I was little that robots came out and put pies in my pants. I don't know why, but it always like traumatized me, and I would always say that there's a robot in the closet. And so there was this one time that this thing turned into Buzz Lightyear. So I was looking at the closet, and all of a sudden just Buzz Lightyear came around the corner and smiled at me. And you know how in cartoons, when like a character smiles and that little thing goes off because their teeth are white, you know, like that little sparkle. Well, that's what happened. And I know it wasn't a dream. Like, I know a lot of this wasn't a dream because I remember what dreams I had that made me scared of the closet in the first place, and what made me scared of other stuff. I used to always have this dream that it'd be pitch black, and then all of a sudden a cartoon chicken, came in and tore open the blackness, and so there was a city down below, and the chicken always dragged me into the city, and then that's all I remember from the dream. I don't think I dreamt anything else, but those two dreams that I told you about, the robots and the chicken dragging me into the city or whatever, town, I had those a lot when I was a baby, toddler, whatever. Oh, the time that I was in my crib and I was like laying on my back, so I was just kind of looking up at the ceiling, and at the foot of the crib or whatever, I remember there was this gold man laughing, and it was creepy, of course, and he grabbed one of my feet and started tickling my foot, and it scared me. So I think I just rolled over and started rocking myself to sleep because I was so scared. Usually when I was little and I got really scared of that stuff, I would just put the blanket over my head and rock myself to sleep. My mind's kind of went blank today. There's a lot of crap that was going through my head, and I just kind of stopped letting it go through my head, and now I've kind of just went blank. I don't know. I'm tired, and people have made me really mad, so I guess I'll just make a part 2 of this one. I'm not sure how many parts there will be to this, because I know I can recall a bunch of things that I used to see, but I'm not sure how many stories I'll be able to fit in to one video, you know, so I guess we'll just have to see. So I guess this would be my first story time. So subscribe. If I look really tired, it's because I am. I've been really tired. I'm always tired, but I'm starting to get really tired right now. So if you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. And if y'all have any suggestions of what you'd want me to do in future videos, leave me a comment and I'll read it. And I guess I'll just see you in the next one, so bye.